So, quick basics. What is arithmetic progression? We have three types of progression very specifically. We focus excessively on two of them. We have arithmetic progression, we have geometric progression, and then we have harmonic progression. You aren't tested much on harmonic progression, and even if they do, it's not difficult to understand what harmonic progression is. If you understand arithmetic, harmonic is the exact opposite. It's the reciprocal of arithmetic progression. We'll go there. We'll have one talk about it. Okay. Now quickly, what is arithmetic progression? What is a progression? It's a series, a sequence of numbers that follow a pattern, right? For example, there are a bunch of APs that we have extensively. Simple ones. The easiest one happened to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Anything on the number line. The sum, the natural numbers, the whole numbers, integers, positive integers, negative integers, all the integers, they all happen to be arithmetic progression. They all happen to be an AP. Why do I call it an AP? The gap between any two successive values is always the same. The gap of two successive elements in a series, they happen to be same. Now, if I call this T1, term 1, term 2, term 3, term 4, and so on, the basic condition that needs to be satisfied for something to be an AP is T2 minus T1 is equal to T3 minus T2. The difference between T2 and T1 should be as same as T3 minus T2. Now, I want to rephrase the statement that I just said. I shouldn't be saying difference, because this here 1, 2, 1. The difference of 1 and 2 is 1. The difference of 1 and 2 is also 1. But is this an AP? No. We cannot use the word difference. That's why we clearly say T2 minus T1 is equal to T3 minus T2. That's the most important formula that you need to have. It's already written over there. I'll rub this off. So note, this is super important, right? Learn this. This is super important. From here, we get to say T2 on one side, T3 on the other side. 2 times T2 is equal to T1 plus T3. Or T2 is equal to T1 plus T3 divided by 2. Or in short, we say, of the three terms that we have, the middle term is always the average of the two extremes. If I say A comma B comma C are in AP, I will happily say B is equal to A plus C by 2. I'll easily say B is equal to A plus C by 2. The average of A and C is B. The converse is also true. If a number X is the average of, if the number Y is an average of X and Z, I can happily say X, Y, Z are in AP. If there are three numbers, some three random numbers, if one of the numbers is the average of the other two, I can clearly say the three numbers are in AP in one particular order, right? That idea is important. Now switching to the next idea, rewriting every of this in one simple algebraic form. The first term of an AP is always called A. It's not always called. We have been calling it A for a long time, right? The gap between any two terms, is called as the common difference. It's a difference and it is common across all two values. So we call it common difference. Which is represented as D. So the series will be written as A plus D, A plus D, A plus 2D, A plus 3D. What will be the last term of an AP? Now notice this, the first term has 0 D's in it, second term has 1 D, third term has 2 D's, fourth term has 3 D's, 10th term will have 9 D's in it, 100th term will have 99 D's. So the nth term will have a plus n minus 1 into D, and this is what we call it as Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1 into D. From here I am arriving at my second idea. Clear? Are we good? So the first thing that you need to know is the difference between two consecutive terms in any two here, any two terms in an AP is always same, and the middle term is always the average of the two extreme terms. T2 is equal to T1 plus T3 by 2. This is what we call it as, I'll write it in the next one. I'll have one slide for all the formulas. T2 is equal to T1 plus T3 by 2. This is called as your arithmetic mean. We call this the arithmetic mean, sorry, not men, my bad. AM. That's called the arithmetic mean of two numbers, right? If I give you some two numbers A and B, arithmetic mean of A and B will always be A plus B by 2. I give you two numbers and I tell you, hey, there's something called A and B. What is the arithmetic mean? You simply take the average of the two numbers, A plus B by 2. Clear? Any doubts here? Now, the other one that we had is Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 into T, which I call it the nth term of an AP. Tn is nothing but the nth term of an AP. Clear? The second formula. I don't like formulas, but sometimes in some part of our head, it's convenient to remember them as an idea, right? So noticing this, the next thing that I want to know is, now if I basically give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 101, how many terms are there here? What is the value of n? What is the value of n? I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and I keep going on, and until 101, how many terms are there? First thing, yes, exactly. You will say n is equal to 1. Now if I say somewhere around from, let's say 7, 8, or I don't want 7, 8 and all. Uh, 43, 44, 45 up to 153. From 43, 44, 45 up to 153. How many terms are there? From 43 to 153. Tell me the value of n here. Yes, exactly. You will say 111. Some people will say 110. Now 110 is not wrong to begin with, but the answer is wrong. So what people do is they'll simply say, hey, from 43 to 153, I will simply subtract 153 minus 43. You will say 153 minus 43, which is 110. Brilliant. So you are telling to 43, if I had 110, 43 plus 110 is 153. So your mind will start telling you, hey, there are 110 terms. Now you have to understand, there are 110 terms after 43. you should also include 43. From 1 to 10, 1 plus 9 is 10. There are 9 terms after 1, but 1 should also be included. That makes it 10 terms. Same idea here. 43 plus 110 is 153, which is correct. You are telling yourself, after 43, I am writing 110 terms. Correct. But you should also include 43. So, n value becomes 110 plus 1. 110 terms and then 43 inclusive. Clear? That's how we derive it. That's how we understand that idea. Okay. Now, if I say 6, I don't want 6. Okay, I'll take 11, 13, 17, 19 until 75. How many n terms are there? What is the n value here? Starting from 11 going till 75 has 2, 2, 2, 2 each. 11, 13, 17, 19 and so on till 75. What is the value of n here? Swastik Mayank says 65, Palak says 33, Varsha says 33. Let's see here. So, you will do the same thing. From here you will think about this as, from 75 you will subtract 11, right, which will give you 64, which is correct. But you have to understand, you did not add 64 terms. Instead, to attain this 64, every time you added a value, you added it twice. So the 64 was obtained by all 2's. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. All of them put together takes me to 64, right? Why is it 2? Because my common difference here is 2. So the 64 was attained by adding 2 32 times, correct? You got the 64 by adding 2 32 times. Brilliant. So you are telling yourself, I added 2 32 times. But once again, you notice that you have to add this 11 here. So plus 1, that is 33 terms. Right? Simple. If I want to consolidate that with variables, what is 75 according to us? Can I call it the last term? Can I call it the last term of the AP here according to this? L. What is 11? What is 11 here? That's the first term here, right? Minus A. And what is this 2? The common difference. It keeps going 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 divided by D. And then you have to add that plus 1. And number of terms in an AP is given as L minus A by D plus 1. Clear? Any doubts? L minus A by D plus 1. It is also from the same format here. If you look here, if I look at this, the nth term, Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. If I call Tn the last term is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. It comes from, the derivation comes from here only. But rather than deriving it from here, I want to understand the logic. I want you to understand why we do this. So if you do this, L is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. So you will have L minus A is equal to n minus 1 into D. N minus 1 is equal to L minus A by D. N is equal to L minus A by D plus 1. Bingo, you have the same formula on both sides. That's how the formula was derived. This is deriving it from the formula. This is understanding it from the logical perspective. Whichever you do, ensure that you know it. Right? Are we good with this idea? Makes it simple, right? Any questions with this? Let me know. One quick look at the chart here. Right. Now, I want to add this to this the formula sheet here. N is equal to L minus A by D. Clear? Then I want to also have one poke at one final idea here. Sum of an AP. Beautiful idea. I know, I am pretty sure that you all know this one popular personality called Gauss. Do you remember him? Gauss, Gauss. I'm pretty sure all the engineers will know him the least. How many of you remember Gauss? Gauss was the nightmare of every engineering graduate. Specifically, if you happen to be in the electrical stream, you will have Gauss coming in every semester. I happen to be an electrical engineer. I happen to study various ideas of Gauss for 4 semesters. Right? Yes. Gauss happened to derive this popular formula for sum of n natural numbers. We all know what sum of n natural numbers is. N into n plus 1 by 2. Beautifully, he drafted that formula when he was 11 years old, apparently, when he was in the 6th grade. His idea of creating that formula for sum of n natural numbers, he was 11 years old when he did that. So pretty impressive. The same idea is being used in sum of an AP. We do the same thing. So what I'm going to do is, check this out here. I'm going to say A plus D plus A plus 2D plus A plus 3D plus A plus 4D A plus n minus 1, 2, 3, 4 n minus 4D. I'll write it here, dot A plus n minus 4 into D plus A plus n minus 3 into D plus A plus n minus 2 into D plus A plus n minus 1 into D. I would happily give you the formula, but then I want you to know again, it's important, it is crucial you get this idea, right? So this is what sum of n natural numbers will, sum of n terms in an AP will look like. I have to add all of this. I'm going to bring it down, I'm going to show it the formulaic way, and then I'm also going to add a layer to it. So we'll have a look at it, okay. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to add them very specifically. I'm going to add them very specifically. A plus this. What will I get? A plus n minus 1 into D. What will you get? If you add both of them, you will get A plus 2A plus n minus 1 into D. Correct? A plus n minus 1 into D. Plus, take this A plus D plus A plus n minus 2 into D. If you add both of this, you will have nd minus 2d plus d. You will again get 2a plus n minus 1 into d. I will do one more. If you add a plus 2d and then this, you will notice that you will again get plus 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Now think about this. If there are 10 terms in the AP, let's say there are 10 terms in this AP, how many times will you get 2a plus n minus 1 into d? 2a plus n minus 1 into d. 2a plus 1 of first and 10th, second and 9th, third and 8th, fourth and 7th, fifth and 6th. How many pairs of sets will I get? 5. So if there are n terms, how many pairs will I get? N by 2 times, correct? N by 2 times I will get this, or I can write this as n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Is this ink visible? Yes. Clear? So can I say Sn is equal to 2a plus n minus 1 into d? Are we good here? And that is the formula. This is the algebraic way of deriving it. There's an other idea that sits behind as well. I'll show you what it is. Any doubts with this point until now? Are we good? Anyone, any questions, any doubts? Right? Brilliant. The other way of thinking about this is two ideas that go in parallel. So I'm going to add this formula over here. Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1. The other way of understanding this concept is, it's a beautiful thing about an arithmetic progression. If I write something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which happens to be an AP, what will be the sum of the series now? We'll simply add 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, right? What I'm going to do is, this one's easy. You won't break a sweat here. But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to give you something like 1040, 1043. I don't want 1043. 1041, 43, 1045, 1047, 1059. What is the sum of this AP now? Now your minds will start to tell you, hey, simply go for the formula. A is 1041, number of terms, find it. D is 2, plug them in the formula, we are through. That's what your heart would usually tell you. Your brain says, you know the formula, you know that's an AP, go for it, and we are done. Nice, agreed. That's what you should be doing. But there's a very interesting concept that we follow. Every time I look at an AP, it solves a bunch of problems that I have, especially when it comes to sum. The question says it is an AP, or if I happen to see that it is an AP, all I would do is take the first term, take the last term, 1041 plus 1059. I'll simply take the average of this. The first term plus last term by 2. What is the average? 1041 plus 1059 would be 1000 will still be 1000. 41 and 59 is 100. This will become 1050. Now you are wondering, hey, you found the average. What benefit? You are telling me the middle 1050 is there. What is the benefit of 1050? I am telling you the average of the series is 1050. The average of this progression that you are looking at is 1050. Now, how does this benefit us? We know the idea that average is equal to sum by n. From here I can say n is equal to average, sorry. From here we can say sum is equal to average into n. Clear? Can I say average is equal to sum by n or sum is equal to average into n? I have found the average. What am I supposed to do? Simply multiply it by n. What is the n value here? From 0 to 18, that is 9 terms. Am I right? From 41 to 59, that's 18. So 18 gone as 2, 2, 2 each. But then there's also 41 sitting here. So how many terms are there? Into 10, which is 10,500. Achar, you don't have to divide this further by 2. This is the average. Average into n. The middle term here, somewhere here, is sitting 1050. 5 terms to the right, 5 terms to the left. There are totally 10 terms. So average into n, 10,500. Achar, you don't have to divide it further by 2. You're dividing 1050 by 2, not necessary. Clear, everyone? Any doubts? Again, if you look at this idea, it will take us back to what we just did. So what is 1041? First term, A. What is 1059? Last term, the nth term of an AP, plus A plus n minus 1 into D. We have divided it by 2 and then multiplied it by n. Where did it take you again? N by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. It's the same. And instead of using the formula, breaking it down is such a beautiful thing. In fact, sometimes if I look at a question, I don't even worry about how many terms are there. But straight away look and say, okay, there's a middle term. Middle term into number of terms is my sum. Are we good here? Any doubts? Palak, how 10 terms? Again, apply the nth term formula, n terms formula. L minus A by D. 1059 minus 1041 is 18. 18 by 2 is 9. 9 plus 1 is 10. There are 10 terms. It will still come back to the same formula. So sometimes it's okay to go in different, disperse and then converge at the same point in different routes, which is completely fine. Choose a route that you are convenient with. Don't take a route, again detour, take in another route. Pick one route that you are utterly comfortable with and then proceed in that, right? Any doubts? In case of even terms, suppose we have 10 terms, average lies between the 5th and 6th term. Exactly. Notice this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Middle term is 3. That is your average. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Middle two terms is 3 and 4. 3.5 is the average. If there are even number of terms, the middle of the middle two terms will be your average. Clear? If there are 100 terms, the average lies between the 50th, the middle of 50th and 51st term, not even middle, in between 50 and 51st, right dead center, 50.5. Think about it as 50.5th term, that will be your average. Clear? Are we good here? Swastik, Palak, everyone. So I'm also adding this in the formula sheet here. It is sitting over here. These are the extensive formulas that we follow. So ensure that you stick to it. And then one important one, arithmetic mean. It's given. AM of x comma y will be given as x plus y by 2. Are we good here? Any doubts? Any questions? We'll hop on to the next idea now, shall we? Great. So what we are going to do is we're going to solve some questions. We're going to keep it easy. We'll do all of them and then we'll ensure that it takes us well. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes. And I want you to poke around question number 1, 2, 3, 4 and then 5. Have a shot at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go for it. And I'm giving you 5 minutes to solve all 5 questions, and 5 minutes for these 5 questions is sufficient. We'll do the first 5 now. Poke around this and get it done. The first 5 happen to be utterly simple, nothing fancy about it. Let's have a look at it. The first term of an AP is 5. The common difference is 7. What is the 12th term of the progression? We have been given that A is equal to 5, D is equal to 7, T12 is asked, which is A plus 12 minus 1 is 11D, which will be 5 plus 11 into 7, 5 plus 77, 82. Simple. Any doubts? Are we good here? Nothing tricky, nothing fancy about this. We just hang on and we get it done. Second one says, a savings plan starts with 6 rupees in the first week and the amount saved increases by rupees 8 every week. What is the total amount saved in the first 12 weeks? So sum for 12 weeks is being asked. So what do you tell them? A is equal to 6, D is equal to 8, increased by 8 every month, every week. What is the total amount saved in the first 12 weeks? So first week it was 6, then it was 14, first week they saved 6, then they saved 14, then they saved 22. They kept doing it. They are asking the total amount saved in the first 12 weeks. Simply sum. So 6 plus 14 plus 22 plus dot 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 for n is equal to 12. So Sn is equal to 12 by 2 into 6 plus 12 terms. So 11 into 8. That will be 6 into 6 plus 88 or 6 into 94. 6 into 100 is 600 minus 36. So that will be 564. Varsha and Swastik, you have found 624. I'm getting 664. Varsha and Swastik, you have found the 12th week. The question is not the 12th week. The question is total of 12 weeks. Are you telling me 624? No, I am not getting 624. First term, D is 8. 11 into 8 is 88 plus 6 is 94. 94 into 6, 564 is what I am getting. Do check your solution once. Brilliant. Simple. Read the question. The question says total amount. What do you mean by total amount? It is telling me, hey, for all 12 weeks put together, what will be the value? Which means sum of all 12 weeks, not the 12th week. Have to be very clear about it, right? Twentieth term of the AP is what? If its 50th term is 170 and 30th term is 90. 50th term is 170. T50 will be written as A plus 49D, that is 170. 30th term is 90. T30 is A plus 29D, which will be what? 90. So I'm going to simultaneously solve this. Minus 20D is equal to 80, or D is equal to 4. I have the value of D as 4. I want to find A. So I'm going to substitute this over here. A plus 29 into 4 is 90. A plus 29 into 4 is 120 minus 4, 116. A is equal to 90 minus 116 minus 26. So I have A is equal to minus 26, D is equal to 4. Mind you, A, D can be negative. Your first term can be negative, your common difference can be negative, N can never be negative. The value of N can never be negative. D can be negative. If D is negative, it is a decreasing AP. If D is positive, it is an increasing AP. A can be negative or positive. There is no condition on how A should be or how D should be, but there is a condition on N, because it is a number of elements in the series that can never be negative. So N should always be positive. A and D can be negative. Keep that in mind. So I need 20th term, which is A plus 19D minus 26 plus 19 into 4 minus 26 plus 76, 50. Clear? Any doubts? Any questions? The other way of doing this logically would be this. This is the conventional way of doing it. The other way of doing this logically would be this. The 50th term, is 170. The 30th term is 90. What is the 20th term? I would think about this as another way. I will say from here to here I need to go 20 terms. From here to here I have to go 20 terms, and I have reduced it by 80. From 170 I have gone to 90. So if I reduce 20 terms, I will reduce minus 80, or from here I will say if I reduce 10 terms, I will reduce minus 40. Simple, because it is always going to be linear. For every term the gap is always same. So I am telling you, I went from 50th term to 30th term, which is 20 terms less. If I go forward 20 terms, the value decreased by 80. I am telling you, so one term, reduce one term, that will be 4 from here to here. So D is 4. We can think about it that way. But I don't even want D. If I reduce 20 terms, I will reduce 80. So if I reduce 10 terms, I have to reduce 40, which will take me to 50. Clear? This is more of a logical way of understanding it. I am not saying this is the best way, but to this question the numbers are super convenient, and I was like, I will use my logic. Clear? From here to here I went 20 terms, which is minus 80. From here to here I have to go 10 terms, that will be minus 40 only. So 90 minus 40, it has to be 50. Clear? Anyone? Any questions? Any doubts? Awesome. We'll move on to the fourth one now. The sum of the second, fourth, sixth and eighth terms of an AP is 88. The sum of the first 3 terms is 30. Find the sum of the first 12 terms. So second term is a plus d plus a plus 3d plus a plus 5d plus a plus 7d. This is the second, fourth, sixth and eighth term is equal to 88. Right. So a that will be total of 4a. 1, 3, 5, 7 has to be 16. 4 plus 12, 16 is equal to 88. And dividing this entire equation by 4 for convenience purpose, you will get 16d. A plus 4d is equal to 22. We'll keep that equation as it is. Sum of the first three terms is 30, which I'll write it as a plus d plus a plus 2d is equal to 30, or 3a plus 3d is equal to 30, or a plus d is equal to 10. Take this, put it over here, solve for it. So a plus d is equal to 10 minus 3d is equal to 12, d is equal to 4. If d is equal to 4, substitute it over here, you will get a is equal to 6. You have found the value of a, you have found the value of d. Simply write that equation, plug in every data that you have, support it, we are through. Clear? Any doubts? We'll jump to the next one. From here, the question is sum of the first 12 terms, which is S12. Oops. S12 is 12 by 2 into 2a plus 11d, n minus 1 into d. So 12 by 2 is 6, a value is 6, 2 into 6 plus 11 into 4. Let me just check if it is 6 and 4 respectively. A is 6, D is 4. Perfect. So that will tell me 6 into 12 plus 44, or 6 into 56. 6 into 50 is 300, 6 into 6 is 36, 336, and that's your answer. Clear? Nothing tricky about all these questions. The moment you know the idea, you are through. We'll be doing some challenging questions once we do geometric progression in the next class, and then in the final class of the session, we'll be doing some different miscellaneous series and then some challenging AP GP questions. Clear? Any doubts? Any questions? Can we move on to the next one now? This one was interesting. This is a very interesting question. It says that sum of the 12th and the 22nd term of an AP is 140. What is the sum of the first 33 terms of the AP? Now, 12th term is a plus 11d. 22nd term is a plus 21d. Sum of these two is 140, which gives you 2a plus 32d, that is equal to 140. From here you can say a plus 16d is equal to 140. Right? A plus 16d is equal to 140. Now you will be wondering, hey, there is only one equation that I have and there are two variables. How do I solve this question? Now don't worry too much about it. Now if I take this question and then plug it over here, sum of the first 33 terms, what is the sum of the first 33 terms? 33 by 2 into 2a plus 33 minus 1 is 32d. This is what you are supposed to do. Find, right? n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. This is what we need. I don't have to know what a and d individually are. I noticed 2a plus 32d is 140. Substitute it here and we are done. So what will you get? 33 by 2 into 140, or you will have 33 by 2 into 140 by 2 is 70. Why 33 by 2 again? 33 into 70. 33 into 70 is 2100 plus another 210. 2100 plus 210 is 2310, and that is our total. A plus 16d is 70. Sorry. Any doubts? Any questions? Simple idea. The moment you plug it in, we are through. I keep saying this every now and then. Right? Now, I want to give you one more question in the same format. I'm going to write this. So, try solving this question. Before we do 5, 6 and 7, think about this question, okay? Sum of okay, let's do 6th question. Before we do that, we'll come back. Try solving this question. I'll give you one question to see how well you have understood the concept. We'll do that. Swastik, I haven't given you any question. I want you to solve 6 before I give you a question. Finish this first. Not able to solve this question. Varsha says this one's tricky. Let's see this. What is the sum of all the 3-digit numbers which, when divided by 6, leave a remainder of 3? Now, looking at all the numbers, it should be a 3-digit number. It should, when divided by 6, should leave a remainder of 3, right? So I'm going to look at the multiples of 6 where it starts. I'm going to look at the last 2-digit multiple. 96 is divisible by 6. But then the first 3-digit number that I'm looking at is 102. 102 is perfectly divisible by 6. Utterly divisible by 6. But then it has to leave a remainder of 3, which means I cannot take 102. I can take 3 more than 102. Or I can say the first number that I'm looking at is 105. The question simply says summation of 6n plus 3. All the numbers of the form 6n plus 3. That is what it is. Summation of all the numbers that is of the form 6n plus 3. It has to be a multiple of 3 and then 3 more than that. But not all multiples of 3. It is very specifically telling me 3-digit numbers. It has to be exclusively 3-digit numbers. So there are a few conditions that is sitting over here. The summation idea will come back to this later. This is not needed now. So what will be the next number? I can add another 6 to it. It will still work. 111, and then I can take 117, 123, and I can keep going on. What is the last number that I can work with? 900 is divisible by 6. 960 is divisible by 6. 990 is divisible by 6. 996 works. But I cannot take 996 because 996 is perfectly divisible by 6. Add another 3 to it, I'll get 999. Clear? Any doubts? So I'm starting from 105 going till 999. Summation of all these numbers very specifically, no commas in between. It has to be plus. Clear? Any doubts? Now I have to add all of this. I need to know n. So first I will find n. So what is n is equal to L minus a by d plus 1, 999 minus 105 divided by 6 plus 1. 995 minus 105 is 895, 894, 894 by 6 plus 1. 150 is 900, 149, 150 it is. There are exactly 150 terms in this. Solve for this. 900 is 150 times, so 894 is 149 times plus 1 is 150. So n is equal to 150, a is equal to 105, d is equal to 6. I can substitute this, or I will simply say 150 by 2 into 105 plus 999. First term plus last term by 2 into n, or you can also do 150 by 2 into 2 into 105 plus 149 into 6, n minus a into d, 2a, n by 2. You can do this or that. Both of this will come to the same value, so you don't have to really worry about that, right? Any doubts? So I need some space, I'm clearing this off. So what will I get? Adding these two, 1000 plus 105 is 1105, so this will be 1104. I'll keep the 150 as it is, cancel this out, so 150 into 552, I think this is 552. Can someone pull out a calculator and tell me what this value turns out to be? 150 into 552, or I might as well I'll do it. Eight two eight double zero. Are you also getting the same value? 82800, right? Any doubts? Simple idea. Once again, know your ideas, which one to plug where, and then we are through. We'll fly. Are we good with this? We'll hop on to the last question of the day. I have just one more. I'll give you 3-4 minutes, and then another 5 minutes we'll solve this. This used to be an important 5 mark in my 10th grade. The questions like these were very prevalent during my 10th standard. So this happens to be in CAD as well. So have a look at it now. We'll sign off with this. The sum of three terms in an AP is 45. The product of these three terms is 2835. What is the first of the three terms if it is an ascending AP? We are asking what is the first of the three terms if it is an ascending AP. Right. So what I want to do is, I want to look at this and then say there are three terms in an AP. Our minds would automatically say, let's take it A plus D, A plus 2D is equal to 45. From here you will get 3A plus 3D is equal to 45. From here I can say A plus D is equal to 15. And then we also happen to have A into A plus D into A plus 2D is equal to 2835. I can take the value of A plus D here. So what will you get? A into 15 into A plus 2D is equal to 2835. What after this? You can probably divide this over here and then you will end up with A into A plus 2D is equal to 2835 divided by 15. What is 2835 divided by 15? 13 goes here, 133 8 times, 135 9 times, 189. So A into A plus 2D is equal to 189. What after this? We are stuck. Will not be able to process it. You actually can. We can actually do this if you can think. But instead of coming until here and then rewriting it, what I want to do is, I want to slightly rephrase this and then say, hey, instead of calling it A plus D and A plus 2D, I want to make a small tweak and say the three numbers are A minus D, A plus D. From here to here you add a D, from here to here you add a D, this is still an AP. Instead of writing it A plus D and A plus 2D, I am saying this is A minus D, this is A, this is D more, this is D less, which still forms an AP, right? Now, it makes our job easy, I will show you why. From here if I say A minus D plus A plus D is equal to 45, minus D plus D gets cancelled, 3A is equal to 45, A is equal to 15. Have the value of A, super helpful. Now if I do A minus D into A plus D is equal to 2835, 15 minus D into 15 plus D is equal to 2835, 15 minus D, 15 plus D, A minus B, A plus B will give you A square plus B square minus B square. 225 minus D square is equal to 2835 by 15. We already saw that, that's 189. So D goes over here, 189 comes over here, D square is equal to 36, D is equal to plus or minus 6. It can also be minus 6. D plus 6 is possible, D minus 6 is possible, but the question clearly says it is an ascending AP. So from here D is positive. Why? Because it is an ascending AP. In ascending AP, the common difference will always be positive. So what is the question? What is the first of the three terms? That's A minus D. So first term is equal to 15 minus 6. Clear? Any doubts? Any questions here, folks? So the first term of the AP here happens to be. So all simple questions, the idea is to hang on, look at the data. Sometimes we make mistakes. The question would say sum of 12 terms, but I found the 12th term, or the question will be find the 12th term and you would have found sum of 12 terms. So read the question, read the lines properly, understand what the question is all about, and then start solving. In an excitement, don't say, okay, I know this topic, this is super easy. In an excitement, we all make mistakes. Ensure that we don't do that, right? So that's it all about AP. At least that's all the basics that you need to know about AP. So practice them, solve them. The next class we'll do geometric progression, and then we'll do other series and sequences as well, right? All right, folks, we'll sign off here. Remaining questions and doubts, we'll discuss it in the next class. If you have any questions, shoot. If not, we are good to go. Yeah, Varsha, you can jump on to, if you have any other classes to jump to, go ahead. Swastik is asking question 5. We did 5. What's the question with this, Swastik? Swastik, simple. The question says, sum of 12th and 22nd term is given. 12th term is a plus 11d. 22nd term is a plus 21d. Add both of them, you get 140. So 2a plus 32d equal to 140. Sum of the first 33 terms will be written as n by 2 into 2a plus 32d. I straight away need this. I already noticed I have 2a plus 32d is equal to 140. Substitute it, you will find the sum of the 33 terms. That's all. Nothing fancy about this. Have a look at it, you will understand again. Right? First take. Alright then, folks, we are good to leave. Thank you. Have a great week ahead.